Good afternoon, and welcome to today's session of Ask the Expert. Thank you so much to everybody for joining us today on our session of Ask the Expert. Today we are joined by our lovely support group leaders, Chantel and Janine. Welcome, ladies. And I just want to say to the beautiful ladies, I just want to thank you for being here today. And these are our support group leaders. We have Chantel, who is at the running a support group for international women's mental health. And then we have the lovely Janine that's running her mental health support group for abuse and assault survivors. So thank you so much for joining us and welcome to today's session.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's maybe start off with Chantel. Chantel, maybe you can tell us what's actually made you start your journey. What's inspired you on this journey of being a support group leader?
All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and our lovely viewers. Um, for me, I guess I've always been very passionate about mental health and women empowerment. And I guess that was behind, or the force behind, wanting me to start a support group for women. And the reason why we say it's an international women's mental health support group is because many women, especially in Africa, all over Africa, don't really have access to mental health support. So this is just a platform through the support group for them to just join in and get support, despite wherever they are in the world.
Oh, Chantal, thank you so much. And it makes such a big difference where you can have someone out there that they can actually come to and starting this support group, like you said, it's just giving them the confidence that, what, it's for me. I can be in this group and I have the support of someone else there that I can just talk to. So thank you so much for sharing that. And then let's maybe move over to Janine. Janine, you want to tell us a little bit about your road as to what's actually led you to your support group?
Thank you for having me, Anita, and thank you for everyone joining. Good afternoon. It's been my personal journey that's led me here. It's been my calling. When I was going through my trauma and my abuse, I was hoping for support and for someone to be there for me, and now I'm trying to be there for others as I wanted for myself. So it is a safe space for everyone, or all women that have been through all trauma. It's a safe space for women to express themselves and not have to filter and to explain themselves. So it's a women's only group that they can connect and they can share deeply of their experiences and be able to build a relationship with one another in a support group.
Okay, thank you, Janine. And when you talk about the shared space and it's a shared group, can you tell me a little bit more about that? Maybe just elaborate a little bit.
So with it being a shared group with all women, it's a women's only group, so they can experience and understand one another more deeply without having to filter and explain with men's presence, so they can feel more safe and not feel so vulnerable, and they'll be able to be their authentic selves.
Okay, thank you so much, Janine. And it's that safe space that you create for women. And what better than having this conversation with it being Women's Month? That's absolutely fitting for all of us here. And it's just amazing to, for all our audience out there to know that these groups exist. If people need it, they are more than welcome to reach out to any one of our support group leaders. And they are women's group only. So if they feel that they want a safe shared space so they can talk to their support group leaders, it's an amazing space to be in, and you're going to be felt heard. So thank you so much for sharing that. And Chantal, maybe can you maybe tell me, with your group being a women's only group, how does that differ for you in terms of what are the differences between having that or a mixed group? What do you see the benefits of?
I think the benefits of it being a women-only group, it means that, we get to fully express and share our experiences without the fear of, I don't want to offend the other gender, So if we can talk about something simple as menstruation, not everyone is okay having that topic. But if you're a woman to woman and you should speak about something like that, you can fully express yourself, and the other woman will fully, understand how you feel. Even if it's something like, for example, breastfeeding. It's completely different when you're speaking with a woman and a man as to how they would actually better comprehend what you're going through. Um, so I think just us being women, we're able to fully express ourselves, and you share knowing that the other person fully understands, and you can see that they understand by the support that you receive when you do share your experiences. It's non-judgmental. It's just women just fixing each other's crowns and, providing each other with a space to shine.
Wow, that is so well said. Chantel, just coming back to that, like you say, it's about fixing another woman's crown. And it's so amazing that you say that because we want to be there for each other. And it's not all about, I'm better than you or you better than me or what you've been through and discussing the situation that people's been through or what's actually brought them into that meeting for that support group. Maybe you can just tell us how has this group taught you about yourself as being a woman?
Self-care, I think that's something that I used to neglect a lot because, with my profession as well, I just am more worried about taking care of others and being on the go. And this group, encouraged me to practice self-care. And, self-care also is not only about you resting and, going to the gym, but looking pretty, because I think sometimes as women, we let go of ourselves. So it has encouraged me to do that. It has taught me to be patient and know that all our healing journeys are different and the pace of healing is different. So we might all have gone through the same challenge or situation, but how we respond and when and how we heal is completely different. And it's really important to just be patient with everyone's healing journey.
Wow. Thank you so much, Chantal, for that. And let's go to Janine. Janine, what is your group or being within your group with your group members of being female? What has that taught you about yourself? Um how have you changed or how have you learned to deal with what you've been going through as a person in that group?
Or seeing other women finding their strength in their voice. I say when one woman speaks, she opens up a door for another woman to find her voice. And the group, just the connection, the love, the compassion that it has brought in with everyone, how they support one another. Um, Even if he's just listening, if you're just sitting in or just an outsider, just sitting in and listening in, that still is motivation to go forward in life and to get a well better support in general. So
Okay.
seeing women empower women and helping each other, supporting each other, listening to each other, sharing stories, experiences. Healing is linear. So no matter what phase a person is going through their trauma, we're all there, we've all been on that road, and we don't look each other down and say, oh, you're still being fixed, you're still broken. We all look at each other equally, working on another. And I see that empowerment in women, how we strengthen one another and we shine, we rise together.
Absolutely, we rise together and we shine together. Hey, thank Janine. It brings me to another point on that. How does it actually feel being emotionally present and vulnerable at the same time in this group with everything that you're going through?
It's built up a lot of strength, and it's built up a lot of more understanding, and just to be more present and to just feel and just be.
Okay. Thank you so much for that. And Chantel, maybe in your group, what do you feel is the most what is that? The common feelings amongst the women in your group. How do they feel as in the a woman's only group? Are they happy to be there, leaving the other halves or the other partners behind? And this is me. I can, like you said, if you have something personal, you can discuss it because no one's going to judge you. No one's going to say anything because you're all going through the same things at the end of the day. My question to you is, how would you think that this female group could differ from the male group, for example, how would you be in a male support group? Just throw me that question.
Based on what we have shared, I think um the women in the support group are very excited. They get very excited because it's like an outing for them, even though it's a virtual outing. But it's like, you get to go out and hang out with girls and talk about things that matter. Because I think also in this day and age, people live busy lives. They hardly have time to meet up with their friends, or they feel like as much as they've got friends, they can't really express how they feel with their friends. So I would like to think that it's like, a fun time where we get to um, share our experiences. And yes, it's mental health, but it doesn't mean that mental health is all about sad things and depressing things. We share coping strategies. We have moments when we speak about, the highlights of our week, the things that we're grateful for. So hence I'm saying it's like, a virtual girls out. As compared to if there are going to be men there, I think we wouldn't really fully express ourselves, hey? We wouldn't really fully express ourselves. We talk about everything from what happens in the bedroom, everything, without fear of judgment.
Okay, wow. Chantal, it looks like a more, like your support group is, like you say, it's this happy space for people to come together. It's a girls' night, virtual night out kind of thing. And it's so amazing that we can actually create these spaces for so many people out there. Sometimes I'm going to talk about women. Sometimes all you need is just a friend, a confidant to talk to be there. And it might be our mental health situation that's all brought us together. And you'd be surprised. I don't know in your groups, but do you actually see relationships forming between people that so they can network, build relationships, have a friend? Janine, do you have that in your group?
There is that in the group where we have each other and our resources where we can connect with one another. I think it's all about getting our goals and achieving things. So when we connect with one another, we have support, whether it be for writing for authors or for getting up in somewhere in your life where you're looking forward for your goals. There is always someone in the group that will have a link for something, or someone that will be able to support you through something.
Thank you for that. And Chantel, maybe a question to you is how do you balance all of that with your personal life versus having a support group or being in this space? How does that make you feel? And maybe you can share some tips with us as to how you actually balance it.
I think it took some time for me to actually get a balance because, at first it was as if I have to do this, I have to do that, and I have to, be present for the support group. And then it all had to do with a change of mindset and stop seeing, the support group as another thing that I have to do, but also viewing it as self-care because that's what it is when I interact with all those other women and we share our stories because I'm also provided a platform to also share my experiences and say, yo, I had a hectic week or this happened. So it's not only them sharing, but I'm also sharing. And when I'm sharing, I realize that I'm also getting better and I'm getting support. So I guess, having that shift in mindset really helped because then it helped me realize that, yes, I can have a busy life. Yes, I can practice my self care, but it's important to just change that mindset and actually see the support group for what it is. It's not only for them to heal, but it's also an opportunity for me to heal as well.
Thank you so much for that. And coming back to that opportunity for you to heal, maybe if I pose this question to you, how do you keep the space empowering without it becoming overwhelming for women that are still in the early stages of recovery or early stages of healing? And as I hear where you're coming from, but for someone that's just started the group, that's in those early stages and yearning for a group that's going to help them and get them through the healing process. Can you tell me more about that?
So what we do is, or rather what I do is that I remind myself that I'm only here to just, facilitate and just guide the healing process or the conversations that take place. For someone that's going to join the group, we always ensure that, we let them know that you don't have to share if you're not ready to share. You can just observe. And I always share in time what we're going to talk about the next time we're going to have our meeting. So let's say, for example, if our next meeting is going to be on mistakes, I'll let them know that, ladies, our next meeting is going to be on mistakes. I write a message, I send in the group. So that prepares someone emotionally as well as to, you know what, do I want to sit this one out, or do I want to actually join and share? So you're not coming in the meeting and you're like, what are we going to talk about today? And then you are triggered. So to avoid that, you know what the topic is going to be about, you prepare yourself, and then you decide if you want to share or you don't want to share. And you're well prepared before joining to avoid you feeling overwhelmed.
Chantel, that is so great. So it actually gives that person that choice to say whether I want to be here, whether I'm going to share, or whether I want to sit this one out, like you said. So that is a very, very great way of putting it. And then maybe, Janine, do you also have a very similar way of doing things in your group, or do you have a different stance?
I have different ways. It's an open space, so also the same. If you feel like you're not ready yet to join in, you can sit in and just listen. But it's just an open space for everyone just to get together, listen, and be supportive for one another.
Okay. Thank you so much, Janine. And it's so important as support group leaders and just listening to you fabulous women. It's so important to give everybody that space to be themselves. And like Chantel said, we facilitators in this environment. It's not telling people what to do, but facilitating that environment, facilitating that support group meeting to continue so people who wants to talk are going to talk, and those that are quiet, it's okay. You can sit out, or when you're ready to talk, you're going to talk to us about it. So that is really, really great. Okay, for our audience out there as well, Chantal, maybe if you can, maybe without sharing too much sensitive information, tell us what are the most powerful transformations that you've witnessed within your group.
Okay. I think, yeah, all right. The most, okay, I'm not going to share as much as you said, avoiding sensitive
Not too
information.
much.
Not too much, but seeing someone who was in a situation where they felt hopeless, they didn't know how to get out of that situation. It was a very, very toxic environment for them, and the support that they received and access to resources that was provided, by the members of the group, how we all came together to, provide support to this person, and that person just coming out and being in a situation where they're in a different environment, they're no longer in that toxic environment, and they are now on a healing journey. They are getting emotional support. Things have changed in such an amazing way. So seeing that person transform from being in a toxic situation and not seeing a way out and actually finding a way out and continuing, that has been amazing to witness.
Oh wow. Just hearing you talk with all that passion, Chantal, it's just like, it's like sitting and watching this transformation happening. And that's really amazing. And I'm sure that has also between the members of your group given them that sense of feeling so helpful, to get this person or get the member through this whole transformation period. So thank you. I can feel it the way you talk about it. And maybe, Janine, if you want to share with us as well, what's been a highlight in your group from a transformation perspective?
I definitely can see that connection is healing, and seeing the healing in connection, and seeing with all the tools and the resources that's provided, of how everyone uses them, and the transformation of just a short period of from getting out of the situation that they were in, the trauma that they were in, to the mindful space that they are in now. That has been a major transformation. Just seeing connection is healing.
That is fantastic. And that connection is healing. I love that. And I'm sure our audience love that as well. And, it's not just it's the bigger picture, looking at the bigger picture and how their connections formed and how it actually spirals. And it's not just, you come to the group and you're happy and you take things away, you take it to your families and friends, etc. And that's how their connection actually spirals. So thank you so much, Janine, for sharing that. Um, I know I'm just checking our time as well, just to make sure that we're on time. I just want to ask a question, and I'm going to read this, okay? If someone has never been part of a support group, and honestly, the idea of talking about their personal stuff in front of other women, and they feel scared, and they just want to attend your meetings quietly at first without feeling pressured to speak. I know we covered this and how you're going to say it's okay, and don't talk about it if you don't want to talk about it. And like Chantel said, she's also had topics, and if they're ready to talk about it, they'll come to the session. If they're not, they can sit this one out. So if anyone's come to you and say, you know what, I'm really scared, have they like contacted you before attending the meeting and said, maybe let's take this to Janine and say, Janine, you know what, I'm really scared. Maybe Janine, you want to tell me how you'd encourage them to either stay or come to the meeting, and maybe give us some tips as to what you'd say.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said, in your own time, in your own space, and there'll always be a topic here. There is no triggers in advance. But take it at your own time, and when you're ready, you can speak up. And like healing is linear, so all in good time.
Okay. Thank you so much. Chantal, do you want to add on to what Janine just said?
Yes, so I love everything that she's just said because that's quite similar to what I would say as well, or what I've said. But additionally, I'll let them know that, look, we have a WhatsApp group where all the topics for, that we're going to discuss are posted and where we interact more. But before we can even put you in the group, how about you just attend the first session? And when you attend the first session, you don't have to show your face. You don't have to have your mic on. Just attend, observe, and have a feel of the meeting. And what I always do is, when we have a new person attending, I always let the others know so that they can expect that, you know what, if this person is here and their camera is off and they're not participating, they are new, they're still getting their feet around, and once they're ready, they will explore. So I encourage them, just come, attend, have a feel, and then from there you can decide if you want to stay or attend again, and then we can take it from there.
Thank you so much for that. Chantal and Janine, as you know that we've just completed our annual live support group leader training. So I'm sure in the audience, there are quite a few people that's completed the training and like, I want to get my fingers in there. I want to get my groups started and, the excitement. And I'm sure you've gone through this as well before you started your group. So maybe if you, I will start with Chantel. Maybe if you want to just tell these new trainees or these new support group leaders, just give them a message. Tell them what it's like. Oh, we won't be too long. Just, yeah, a few words to them.
I would start by saying congratulations, well done. Thank you for choosing to care and wanting to provide a safe space for others. And you have nothing to be anxious or worry about. You will learn as much as you can through the process. It's a journey from where I am now when I started, and a lot has happened. There's a lot of growth that has taken place, and all that growth takes place by you starting. So just start, and the rest you learn as you go.
Oh, thank you. Janine, what would you like to say to them?
Also, congratulations, and it's a profound journey to be on. It's a great one to be on, to caring and to supporting and loving others and to just being there. So all of the best, and you'll take it as you go. And also from where I started, from where I am now, I'm very grateful that in the time period, how it's made me grow. So thank you very much on behalf of SADAG.
Yeah, it's so amazing for me, my heart is overwhelmed sitting here and listening to you beautiful ladies and to all our support group leaders out there in the audience or not in the audience today. But the group, the family, the support group that's being built, it's such an amazing space. It's just so wonderful to be in the company of other people and also having um, people be there and support you as you going along on your journey. I'm it's been an amazing learning curve for me as well, joining the support group space. And I get to meet and connect with all you wonderful people. So, with it being Women's Month, and not only Women's Day tomorrow, Women's Month, for the whole of August, girls, we get to celebrate. So, I just want to ask you to maybe give a message of hope to all the women out there, and let's hear it from you. What would your message to the audiences be? So we can maybe start with Janine.
Remember that when you open the door for other women to claim their voice and to rise. So women empowerment, and be strong. That you can get through all the challenges, the journeys that are ahead. That it's about women empowering women and being there for one another and supporting. It's a great journey ahead with positivity.
Wow. Thank you, Janine, for sharing that. And I'm sure that it's a message to our audience sitting out there, and that positivity and about women. It's just amazing. And I'm coming back to Chantel with, fitting the crown. It's not about stabbing someone in the back or kicking someone down that's down. It's about being there for each other and knowing that there is someone there for you. So thank you so much for sharing that. Chantal, over to you. Let's hear it.
For me, I would say when I look on social media, I have noticed that there's a lot of women breaking each other. And I wonder if we are doing this on social media where everyone can see, what about behind closed doors? So my message is that let's stop breaking each other. Let's stop belittling each other. No one is competing with anyone. We all are beautiful and fabulous in our own unique ways. No one is competing with anyone. Let's be kind to each other. Let's be kind to each other as women. I know we have been programmed by so many things not to be kind to each other, but let's choose to be a different generation, a generation that is kinder towards each other. And maybe if we can please stop with the bullying and the negative comments towards each other on social media. Let's build each other instead of breaking each other.
Thank you so much, Chantal, for that message. And like you say, we need to build each other, not break each other. And with that said, I just want to say to both you and Janine, thank you so much for making the time to be here today, for in sharing what the support groups is all about, sharing about it being a specifically Women's Month, and knowing that there are groups there and you can form networks with other women out there, and it's okay. It's okay to share. It's okay. You're not going to be judged. It's a space you can be vulnerable. You'll have the support from everybody that's there, especially from the support group leaders. So I just want to say thank you to both of you for making the time and for being here. And to our audience, I just want to say thank you as well for viewing us here today. And if you want to contact either one of these lovely ladies or join their group, you're more than welcome to leave your maybe if you want to put your comments on the comment box, and we'll get back to you. Or you're also welcome to visit our website on www.sadag.org, and under support groups running, you'll find all the support groups. And even if you a gentleman sitting out there and you don't want to join this group, there is so obviously it's a women's group, you can join so many other groups out there. So all the information is on our website, so please feel free to join. And Janine, Chantal, is there anything that you'd like to end with?
Thank you to everyone who participated today. And remember, we rise by uplifting each other.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Janine?
everyone, for joining. And remember that being out of isolation heals. So I'm leaving with that.
Okay, and I just want to wish you all a happy Women's Day for tomorrow, to everybody, and from the whole of SADAG, a happy Women's Day and a happy Women's Month to you. Thank you and have a lovely weekend. Bye, everybody.
Bye.